name is Michelle Logan. How war and violent conflict affect us all. Do you long to live in a world without war or violent conflict? For many, the idea sounds appealing but unrealistic. The Bible reveals why mankind's efforts to end war have failed. It also explains how you can be sure that worldwide peace is possible and will soon become a reality. The world is facing the highest number of violent conflicts since the Second World War, and 2 billion people, a quarter of humanity, lives in places affected by such conflict. United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina J. Mohammed, that was in 2023, January 26th. War and violent conflict can break out in places currently at peace. Even those who are far from the conflict may suffer because the world is more interconnected than ever before, and the harm inflicted lasts long after the fight ends. Consider some examples. Food shortages. According to the World Food Program, conflict is still the biggest driver of hunger, with 70% of the world's hungry people living in areas afflicted by war and violence. Physical and mental health problems. The threat of war and the insecurity that it brings can cause people to suffer stress and anxiety. Those who live in conflicted zones are not only more likely to suffer physical harm, but also to develop mental health problems, yet they often have limited access to medical services. Forced displacement. In September 2023, more than 114 million people worldwide have been forced to flee their homes, according to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. A major reason for these crises is war and violent conflict. Economic hardship. People often experience economic problems triggered by war, such as inflation. They may suffer when government resources are diverted away from services such as healthcare and education in order to fund military operations, and the cost of rebuilding after the devastation. Environmental problems. People suffer when the natural resources they depend on are deliberately destroyed. Polluted water, air, and soil can cause long-term health problems, and the danger from hiding landmines remains long after the fighting stops. Without a doubt, war is both destructive and costly. War and Bible prophecy indicates that war and violent conflict will be part of the sign, the conclusion of the system of things. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus Christ foretold, "You are going to hear reports of wars. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. When you hear wars and disturbance, do not be terrified." Luke chapter 21, verse 9, and Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 and